everybody, and welcome back to Harp 101. It's been a while since I posted a video because I took some time off to attend the Annie Moses Summer Music Festival in Franklin, Tennessee. Boy, was that amazing. Anyways, now I'm ready to jump right back in with our 9th lesson. We're going to talk about thumb slides and finger slides. So let's go ahead and get started. Up until about 150 years ago, harpists used all 5 fingers to play the harp. But now, modern-day harpists only use 4. We no longer play with our pinkies. Yet, we still needed some way to be able to play 5-finger scale patterns. The resulting solution that harpists came up with are the thumb slide and 4th finger slide. When using these techniques in the context of a scale, the thumb or 4th finger slide from one note to the next, playing the first 2 notes of the scale and then leaving the rest of the notes to be played by the other fingers. This essentially extends the scale patterns that we're able to play with just 4 fingers. First, let me just do a close-up illustration of what a thumb slide and a 4th finger slide look like so that you can see it on the strings. Here I'm going to play a downward scale from the G down to the middle C. So I place my 4th finger on the C, my 3rd finger on the D, my 2nd finger on the E, but then I place my thumb on the G, and I'll use my thumb to play both the G and the F. Similarly, when playing a 5-note ascending scale using a 4th finger slide, I would place my thumb on the G, my 2nd finger on the F, my 3rd finger on the E, but then I would skip a note and place my 4th finger on the C, using my 4th finger to play both the C and the D. The important thing to remember when playing either thumb slides or 4th finger slides is that you want to place all of the fingers in that pattern on the strings before playing the slide. This will give the finger that's sliding something to pull against. If you don't do this, it can be really easy to throw your hand off balance and you'll end up with an uneven tone. So always place all of your fingers before sliding with either your thumb or 4th finger. For instance, in the example that I played earlier with the 5-note scale from G down to C, I want to place my 4th, 3rd, and 2nd fingers on the C, D, and E before I play the slide with my thumb, like this. It would be incorrect for me to slide with my thumb and then place the other fingers, like this. Did you see how in order to do that I had to kind of rotate my hand in a funny position? That will make your playing very uneven, so always make sure that you place before you slide. Another important thing to remember when playing either thumb or 4th finger slides is that you don't want the knuckle of the finger that's sliding to collapse. You want it to stay nice and straight and strong. In other words, when playing a thumb slide, we want our thumb to remain in this position. We don't want it to bend backwards like this as it slides from string to string. Here's an example of what that would look like on the strings, played correctly. Did you see how the knuckle and my thumb remained in the same position when sliding from string to string rather than collapsing inwards? Now let me play an example of what it would look like if your thumb did collapse. That way you can see the difference between the correct technique and the incorrect technique. Could you see how that time my thumb collapsed backwards? That's what you want to avoid when playing thumb slides, or else it'll throw your hand off balance and it'll mess up the technique for the rest of your playing. The same thing goes for when playing 4th finger slides. You want this knuckle on your 4th finger to keep nice and straight, and you don't want your 4th finger to bend backwards like this. When learning this technique, I would say that the 4th finger was more difficult for me than the thumb. So just keep an eye out for that and make sure that that knuckle doesn't collapse. Here's what it should look like when playing. When first learning these techniques, it can be really helpful to video yourself while playing. That way you can analyze and critique your own technique and make sure that you're not accidentally allowing those knuckles to collapse without even realizing it. Before you know it, you'll be a pro at doing both thumb and 4th finger slides. So there you have it. Those are the basic ropes for playing both thumb and 4th finger slides. It's really not that complicated, is it? So have fun practicing them, and pretty soon they'll be a great addition to your harp technique. See you next time. Hi everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it and subscribe to my channel. Also, you can comment below about anything you'd like to learn about the harp, and maybe your topic will be the subject of my next video. Until then, happy harp adventures!